Hey Noodle Nation, Luigi here. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has by far the best soundtrack of any Mario Kart game. Its jazzy and exciting music style complements the stellar visuals and track design to create an otherworldly experience. It's one of my favorite OSTs of all time, and I listen to it a ton. So naturally, I wanted to create my own soundtrack review of the game. But you read the title. This isn't just any review, this is a review with food. Basically, I'm going to be talking about the 48 main track OSTs in the game, based on foods they remind me of and the feelings they work with the tracks to convey. No Booster Course Pass tracks yet, but I plan on making a separate review for them after the whole thing has been released. Without further ado, like and subscribe if you enjoy, and let's get into the video. Kicking things off is Mario Kart Stadium. The track is set in a huge stadium built just for racing, with millions of fans watching in the stands. You better not mess up, or it'll be all over MushTube? Mushagram? The orchestra is in full swing here, making this song feel super exciting and powerful. It also feels cinematic in a way, with the piano interlude and of course the rock and guitar solo. That's why this song reminds me of popcorn. What better food to munch on while watching the Super Mario Bros. Movie? Popcorn has become the staple food of movies at this point, and Mario Kart Stadium screams movie. This is an incredible song, and I believe popcorn is an incredible food to represent. Next up is Water Park. This track takes place in, you guessed it, a water park, and its song conveys that theme pretty well. This one is comprised mostly of steel, drums, and piano, with a few brass and sax counter melodies thrown in for extra flavor. Anyway, despite living in the Bahamas, I couldn't think of any tropical foods that really resemble Water Park. Instead, this song reminds me of Cool Ranch Doritos. Trademark. I honestly don't know why I stuck with this, or heck even why I thought of this, but it works, doesn't it? It might be the horns and piano that prevent it from feeling like a true tropical food or something. I really don't know. The third track in this insanely long lineup is Sweet Sweet Canyon. This track is set on a huge collection of decadent desserts. You drive on cake for about 90% of the race, so fittingly, the song reminds me of cake, but specifically birthday cake. The violin, accordion, and synths make for the perfect jolly, upbeat tune to listen to while commemorating yet another successful revolution around the sun. Yay! Swamp Ruins is another one I'm not really sure about my decision for. The song is in common time, which I only know thanks to the front-running version. The notes are super syncopated and almost never fall on exact beats, making for a really interesting feel. The style of the music with the synths and flute reminds me of Asia for some reason. So the food I chose for this track is Thai noodles. Yeah, I really don't know how or why I thought of Thai noodles specifically, but it works, so I'm going with it. Moving on into the Flower Cup, we have Mario Kart 8's Mario Circuit. This song has the same main melody and progression of Mario Kart Stadium, but remixed to make it funky. A groovy synth carries the first section this time, followed by a finger-based solo in place of the piano and flute part. It all builds up to an epic saxophone solo, and trumpets add flair to the entire song. I really like this decision. It's way better than just having the track share music, like previous Mario Karts would have done. Oh no. Naturally, since these songs are so similar, I decided to give Mario Circuit a more casual movie food. Supreme Gourmet Hot Dog Ultra Deluxe plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. What? The song just feels like firing up the grill on a warm day, the same way we fire up our engines when the countdown reaches 2. My boy Toad Harbor is next, taking place in a super chill San Francisco-esque town, with landmarks such as Statue of Peachtree and anti-gravity wall. The song is really catchy and calm, featuring acoustic guitars, piano, synth, steel drums, and the Guinness World Record for most chill electric guitar solo of all time. It's super comforting, so I associate it with a comfort food of mine, that being spaghetti. Yes, I really am Luigi. Also, the spaghetti has ground beef and Alfredo sauce. Following Toad Harbor's Twisted Mansion. This is my least favorite song in this cup. but it isn't bad by any means. The track itself makes clever use of anti-gravity to have several twin paths, like on these walls and in the underwater section. It's set in a spooky haunted mansion, and the song is appropriately spooky. This is actually a remix of the Ghost House theme from New Super Mario Bros. U, which would have been a nice continuity between Wii U games, if this exact song wasn't already in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Anyway, this super spooky song with its super spooky synths and organ and violin and twinkly thingies reminds me of the equally spooky Candy Corn. Terrifying. Shy Guy Falls, the king of the Flower Cup, kidding, that's Toad Harbor, home to what should absolutely not be one of the hardest turns in the game, and my cousin's least favorite track because he sucks at it. Anyway, since we're on the topic of continuity between Wii U games, you can't tell me Shy Guy Falls and NSMBU's Rock Candy Mines aren't somehow related. They both take place on huge mountains way up in the sky, and have mining going on. So this song gets rock candy, of course. What else could the Shy Guys be mining for? Also, if you guys wanna actually be in the comments, it also works because of the high energy of the song Get Uno Reversed. The Star Cup's first track is Sunshine Airport, where you drift around a bustling airport through a plane and even off runways into the sky. Perfect theming, perfect track design, except for maybe that random piece of terrain in the sky. Also, the shortcut at the end is goated. And of course, perfect music, whose warm synths remind me of a warm, fluffy airport bagel. But it's also crispy because it is toasted, and it has grape jelly. Anyone else like grape jelly? Let me know in the comments if you like grape jelly. Dolphin shoals. Beautiful graphics, air pipes, moray eels, and sax lick. Need I say more? This is the first track of the video to have multiple versions of its song. Wait, so does Water Park. Wait, so does Shy Guy Falls. Well, it's the first one where the song changes significantly between versions. I'm just going to group all three together and say that they remind me of shrimp fettuccine. I lied. Alfredo sauce does not suck. It has seafood, obviously, so it works with the underwater versions, but it's also fancy enough to do the epic sax version justice. Electrodrome is next, and boy is this an iconic one. Not only is it the reason we have Cool Bowser, the greatest Mario meme of all time, but it works really well as a standalone song too. Of course, it also complements the track, which takes place in a massive dance hall and sees you driving on walls and ceilings using anti-gravity. The song, entirely synthesized, is another super high energy one, so I'll be comparing it to Candy as well. If you're a Mario Kart fan, you can't tell me this hasn't played in your head during the Sugar Rush. Maybe you've even dreamt about this place during the subsequent Sugar Crash. Capping off the cup with one of the greatest tracks in the game, and maybe the entire Mario Kart series, we have the incredible Mount Wario. It's a hectic and adrenaline-inducing race down a massive mountain, eventually passing through a cave, a dam, a forest, and down an awesome ski slope to the finish line. Unlike most other tracks, this thing is just one big action-packed lap. And unlike any other tracks, the music changes 3 whole times depending on what section of the course you're on. It's genius and helps the whole thing to feel like an adventure. One could say, an odyssey. Anyway, this song or collection of songs are comparable to a 7-layer cake. Not only because of how many versions there are, but also because of how well those versions work with and blend into each other. The strings, brass, saxes, guitars, and drums all work together to create amazing music that suits this amazing track. Kicking off the Special Cup, we have Cloud Top Cruise. This song is a banger from start to finish. The track is a journey through the skies, including an airship and a thundercloud, and its theme is appropriately exciting. Yes, the Gusty Garden Galaxy homage is great, but the main melody with the blaring trumpet stands out more to me. Trumpet equals Mexican, therefore Cloud Top Cruise equals taco. Cry about it. Also, not to get political, but soft taco shells are worlds better than hard shells. That's right, hard shell fans, go cry some more. Next up is Bone Dry Dunes, Mario Kart 8's Desert Course. Say what you want about the actual track, but I personally quite like its song, which goes for a super unique Arabian vibe with its strings and accordion and mandolin, I think. So the food that goes to this song is, Cartouche. Oh, that actually looks pretty good. Thanks, Middle East. Mario Kart 8's Bowser's Castle, I think we can all agree, is one of the best in the series. Lava geysers, harsh 90-degree turns, a giant stone Bowser that punches the anti-grav road which can crush you but also makes the road waves so you can do tricks, but you also need to turn so you have to be careful when you trick. It's a great track. The song is no different. It's the menacing rock that you might come to expect from Bowser now, but I think this was one of the first games to establish that as a style back in 2014. Correct me if there's something earlier like an RPG or something. Again, horns are added into the mix for some extra evil excitement. This song is comparable to Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Trademark. Don't really know how this one makes sense either, but yeah, you get it. Mario Kart 8's Rainbow Road. It sure is a rainbow road. Yeah, this is one of the weaker ones in the series when compared to all the others, but it's a pretty fun track to race on nonetheless. Am I the only one who actually likes the muted colors here? On the other hand, I think it's one of the best Rainbow Road songs in history. It slaps. It's got electric guitars, wild drums, and just about every type of synth you can imagine. This song gets cotton candy as its food since it has such an exciting and happy feel to it. Like you're running around the carnival at night, choosing which terrifying, death-defying, courage-frying ride to get on next. The first of this game's retro tracks is Wee Moo Moo Meadows, which, well... What the hell? Next up is Mario Circuit from Mario Kart Super Circuit on the Game Boy Advance. This is probably my favorite song in the cup. It's super jazzy and upbeat. Interesting fact, the Mario Kart band actually remixed the beta version of this song for 8, rather than the version in the final game, and I think it works better for the jazz feel they were going for. As a massive jazz fan, I can also find this song comforting for some reason, so it gets another comfort food. This time it's extra cheesy, mac and cheese, plus Bowser Jr.'s reused joke. DS Cheep Cheep Beach is a track I feel is good but forgettable, and the music unfortunately follows suit. So naturally I gave it my absolute favorite food from my country because vibes. These are conch fritters, conch that we season, dip in batter, and then deep fry. They're basically chicken nuggets but with conch, and they are amazing. Make sure to grab some if you ever stop by. Hashtag not sponsored. Wait, that wasn't a brand. Who wrote this? Ending off the Shell Cup is N64 Toad's Turnpike, a track you can feel free to harass me in the comments for sort of liking. Sure, it's just a figure 8, and sure, it's far too simple to be the final track in the cup, but at least it's not literally in my top 5, unlike someone else I could mention. Toad's Turnpike's music is another one made of entirely different sense, but this one is super chill. It reminds me of a nice long drive home at night, which is why I'm comparing it to gas station burger. Not in a bad way, I swear, it just feels right. Moving on. The Banana Cup begins with GCN Dry Desert, and boy oh boy is this a dry one. Dry sand, dry wind, dry gameplay, dry and almost good music, and what the hell? Anyway, since this track is wow, such dry, I decided to give it the driest food I know, Thanksgiving turkey. This stuff is so dry you can eat off of it. And the not out of place at all oasis is the iconic cranberry sauce. It's pretty much essential to enjoy such a dry food. SNES Donut Plains 3 from the original Super Mario Kart. Man, was this a hard one to think of, but it paid off big time. You'll never guess what I gave this song. Coming down the track next is N64 Royal Raceway. This is by far my favorite song of the cup. I like this one way more than I should. It has to be one of my favorite genders. The remix is so good it makes the original almost sound bad, which is a perfect remix in my opinion. That sweet organ, the savory brass, and the kingly drum beat reminds me a lot of Chicken and Waffles. This track is apparently actually called Peach Circuit in Japanese. and the chicken and waffle seems just like the sort of messy food the princess would eat when no one's around. The cup closes with 3DS DK Jungle, a very fitting track if I must say so myself. Nothing much to say about the remix since there actually isn't one. Nintendo just took the Mario Kart 7 version and improved the audio quality for that extra crispy 4K 60 FPS sound. Anyway, this song gets Banna Spilt because Donkey Kong. Starting off the Leaf Cup and the second half of the game is DS Wario Stadium. This track just screams Wario. From the spinning fireball things to having every type of driving in the game crammed into this one track, to the absolute banger of a remix. It all fits in with Wario's huge ego, almost like he's trying to be better than Luigi or something. To capitalize on this uniquely theming, I'm going to give this song Garlic Bread. Wario loves garlic after all, and come on, this is a food video. Does raw garlic even count as food? Also, you know how garlic bread goes with spaghetti? Well, coincidentally, this and Toad Harbor were two of the first 4 songs in the game I really started listening to and enjoying. I know, crazy Luigi lore expands. If you want to know the other 2 songs, they were Sunshine Airport and Wii U Mario Circuit. What a meal. Okay, GCN Sherbet Land. This is sort of a hard one for me to talk about because I don't actually like this song. In fact, I find it sort of annoying. The Mario Kart 18 nerfed those double dash roses so hard, man. It was fine in Yoshi Circuit and much later Shroom Ridge, so I guess they learned from their mistakes. The worst part is, this song would be pretty good if it weren't for the smoke alarms cutting in every few seconds. Just get a real person to whistle, you have no idea how much better that would sound. Okay, this song gets frozen yogurt because cold. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Moving on. Next up is 3DS Melody Motorway. No, I'm not from Europe, and yes, I will be using that name because it's better. Deal with it. This is definitely my favorite 3DS track in the game, excluding Rainbow Road of course, despite me occasionally getting destroyed on it on 200cc. The thing has perfect musical theming and execution. From the pianos and xylophones that play unnecessarily flamboyant scales as you drive on them, to the vibin' piranha plants and music note things that you have to time your trick with, Melody Motorway is music to my hands. This is another one I gave a carnival food to, but instead of just feeling like a carnival like Wii U Rainbow Road did, this song is more like actual carnival music. With the synth melody and guitar solo with brass stabs all the way through, a classic pretzel seems like the perfect food for this track. Following 3DS music whatever is the last, biggest, and most confusing track of the cup, N64 Yoshi Valley. The whole gimmick of this track is the many paths that you can take to get through it, but obviously the most iconic part of the course is the giant Yoshi egg at the end, after all the paths have finally recombined. So the song, a hyped up country style tune, is comparable to scrambled eggs. The sheer energy the song displays makes it feel like a good breakfast food to start the day off strong. Only good country music. To begin the Lightning Cup, we have DS Tick-Tock Clock. This is, as far as I know, the first track in the series to be directly based on a specific Mario level, that being the huge clock tower of the same name from Super Mario 64. Minus the DS, of course. This track is full of mechanical objects, gongs, gears, cogs you can trick off of, and clock hands that move to create possibly the hardest intentional shortcuts in the game. This is literally Human Machine's The Track. The music captures this pretty well, being made up of different percussive synths and having an alarm ringing at the very start for a truly clock feel. So I'll be comparing it to those color-changing drinks you've had at a restaurant that serves these. Following Tick-Tock Clock is 3DS Piranha Plant Typeway, or Piranha Plant Slide, take your pick. This track is based on both Sewers and World 1-2 from the original Super Mario Bros. The theme is very well executed in my opinion. The underwater section is surprisingly quick and snappy, and the rushing water in the sewer part makes 200cc feel like 250. The song may be my favorite of the cup. I'll be comparing it to Lemonade, not only because of the whole liquid sewer thing, but also because the synths, brass, and drums all just feel sour in the best way possible. I can't really explain it. You get it, right? Please tell me you get it. My life depends on you getting it. Next up is my personal least favorite track in the cup. Possibly for no other reason than that I saw balls at it, We Grumble Volcano. Despite it being super annoying for me, even I can admit that this is a darn well-designed track. Its gimmick is that as you drive through the volcano, parts of the track will begin to snap off, sink into the lava, and by the final lap the road is like a third as wide as it was before. This every lap being different thing that they would heavily reiterate in the booster course passes. Genius. The music capitalizes on the hype of this track, having a glockenspiel due to melody at first, and then the guitars come in for that iconic solo. Apparently this one wasn't changed from Wii either, and honestly it didn't need to be. If it was changed it would have been not intense enough or too intense or something, but this is just right. This song gets ultra spicy chorizo to represent the screaming volcano in my mouth whenever I eat it. Well, this is it. N64 Rainbow Road. For 8 long years it was the best Rainbow Road in the game. But even longer than that, since 1997, it has given people memories. It made them happy. Maybe it made them cry. And now, in 8 Deluxe, it's even better. With the best visuals in the game, a stellar remix of its timeless song with epic brass and guitars, and having just one lap so it doesn't overstay its welcome, N64 Rainbow Road is truly the track ever. I couldn't think of a food for this one for so long. Then it hit me. Don't. This was the last track in the original pre-DLC Mario Kart 8, the final send-off, like the thank you sequence in any other Mario game. So, whatever your favorite food is, whatever you would most want to eat with someone one last time before you part, that is what N64 Rainbow Road symbolizes. Okay, 4 cups to go. Starting off the Egg Cup is an all-time classic GC and Yoshi circuit. This track's gimmick is so simple, it's surprising it turned out so well. The track is in the shape of a Yoshi. That's it. No anti-gravity, no gliding, no underwater segments, but it's just as much of a blast as I'm sure it was back in Double Dash. Okay, except maybe for that missing underground shortcut. Anyway, this is another super upbeat and jazzy song that makes you feel like you're a kid again. So it gets the absolute peak of childhood foods, dinosaur nuggets. Interestingly, this is the only cup with an unbalanced number of nitro and retro tracks. The other 3 are all nitros, and kicking them off is Excitebike Arena. The song is entirely synthesized because Excitebike. The song goes way harder than necessary. The song gets beat baby food because track is just beat baby park. Alright, the best track in the cup, Dragon Driftway. This is definitely the only track in the series to be based on a Mario boss, besides Bowser, I guess. I did not think this they really took Gobblegut from Super Mario Galaxy 2 and made him into a track, and I'm all for it. They went all out with the anti-grav too, having lots of twists and turns that can be super demanding on 200cc. And the music, oh, the music is awesome. This is what Ninja Hideaway's music wants to be. Sleigh bells, whistles, electric guitar, hey, the gang's all here. This has become what I think of when I think of Asia. Well, that and sushi. The Egg Cup closes with another banger, Weed City. This is the first of 2 tracks to be based on F-Zero, which is the only F-Zero content fans have gotten in the past like 20 years. This gets, pudding. Yes, that pudding with like the different layers of chocolate and vanilla. I am so good at reading jokes. I mean, coming up with foods. Next stop, the Triforce Cup with Wee Wario's Goldmine. This one is really goofy and zany and wacky and silly, just like Wario. So it gets the goofiest, zaniest, wackiest, silliest food out there, cheese. Moving on, we have the second and final Super Mario Kart track of the video, SNES Rainbow Road. This is also the third and final Rainbow Road of the video. Anyway, the track looks and feels great. I haven't talked about drums much, but man, those drums are perfection, and those synths. Music slaps, best remix of the song, ever. This one reminds me of rainbow cupcakes, maybe at one of those parties you throw for no reason. Hey, chilling with the boys and endangering our friendship with a round of Mario Kart is plenty reason enough for me. Ice Ice Outpost, the most underrated track in the game. This is probably the single ice track in the series with the least actual ice, as they opted for yellow and green twin roads instead, which gives it a nice unique feel. The music consists of a lovely wintry synth, followed by a shivering violin that comes in for a quick solo. This song reminds me of tiramisu on a cold night with a warm coffee. There is no better combination. Sorry, I had something stuck in my throat. Let's move on. Ending the cup is Hyrule Circuit, and man, is this another great one. This one takes place in and around Hyrule Castle, complete with lots of little touches that make it feel like Legend of Zelda. Coins are rupees, piranha plants are deku babas. You can hit the 3 anti-grav boosters in the castle to unlock a ramp to jump through the Master Sword. Well, I can't, but maybe you can. All while a kingly remix of the Zelda theme is blared on a trumpet in the background. I'm not even a Zelda fan, why does this make me so happy? I'll be comparing this song to chocolate, but not just any chocolate. My childhood favorite, chocolate coins. I mean rupee. Okay, Crossing Cup. GCN Baby Park is... GBA Cheese Land is... Wild Woods. The Maple Treeway stand-in of Mario Kart 8, if you will. Oh wait, imposter or not, I really like Wild Woods and its theme that's only been done once before. The thing takes place in a massive tree, leading you through a Shy Guy village inside it, down a river and across a muddy pond. The music, however, has a special quality that hasn't been done before or since. It's in 5/4 time. This is super unique, as the only other song I know in 5/4 is the Mission Impossible theme, and I didn't even know that until I learned it for band. The clarinet, xylophone, fiddle, and acoustic guitars really add to that nature feeling, almost like you're exploring the woods on a camping trip, which is why I'm comparing this song to s'mores. The Crossing Cup rounds out with Animal Crossing, again, a very fitting one. This track is based on, you guessed it, Animal Crossing, and its gimmick is that each time you play, it randomly selects a different variation of the course based on one of the 4 seasons. Each version has its own music, but like with Dolphin Shoals, I'm just going to give them all one food. Since they all go for pretty chill vibes from upbeat to literal lo-fi, I'm giving them grilled cheese and tomato soup. What better food to eat while you, cross an animal? Alright, this is it. The final cup in the game, the Bell Cup. It opens with 3DS Neo Bowser City, and no, I am not saying Koopa City. Man, Europe really got an insult to injury, didn't they? Anyway, this song gets dog food because the track is an apple. Bowser loves apples. Now let's move on before he stops yielding, kidnaps me, imprisons me, and sacrifices me by burning me alive in lava at his wedding with Peach. GBA Ribbon Road. This might just be my favorite track in the whole game. From the excellent Toy Story-esque theming to the countless immersive details in the background, to the challenging but fun layout, unlike another track I could mention. The soundtrack, of course, is also a great one. They took the GBA version as a very loose inspiration, turning it into a funky tune with organ and what I'm calling surf guitars. I still don't know how to get that sound Maybe they just use an unplugged electric guitar or something. Anyway, due to the totally wicked surf's up dude vibe of the song, it just feels like nachos for me. Like your tortilla chip is but a tiny surfboard in the endless sea of nacho cheese. Hey, there's a Mario Kart 9 track, Nintendo. Macho Nacho Island. You can have that one for free. Super Bell Subway is next, taking place in a beautiful subway station where they completely disregard every safety measure ever because Mario Kart and let you get run over by trains. The above ground section is pretty chill, and its music is a perfect example of that. The strumming guitars, laid-back drums, warm trombones, and twinkling synths make for one of my favorite songs in Mario Kart history. The underground song, however, completely embraces the hecticness of the section, transforming it into a funky remix of the classic Mario Subterranean theme. Interestingly, the horns and synths still play the same tune, in the same key, F major, but the bass goes down to C to make it sound minor. I love that. Getting personal for a bit, this track is actually what inspired me to make this video. One time on Discord, link to my Discord server in description, I was telling people about how criminally underrated these songs are, and I compared them, specifically the above ground version, to a hot bowl of chili and rice because that's how they made me feel, warm and satisfied. Then, another day in mankind's greatest thinking machine, the shower, I thought about doing that for every track in the game. So yeah, thanks Super Bell Subway for this video and this over 5,000 word script. I had a lot of fun making it. But yeah, with that done, we're on to the final track in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And boy, does this game go out with a bang. Big Blue. We're finally here. This track is nothing short of a journey. This is the second F-Zero theme track, so it's another one built specifically for racing, bringing the game full circle. It captures that theme perfectly. From the vibrant blue racetrack to the rustling river that boosts your speed to the absolutely insane third lap that I still can't do without falling off at least once. This track has got it all. Of course, the music is just as epic. The screaming guitars and sax work together surprisingly well to deliver a song you can't help but jam to while racing. As for the food, think burger. The biggest, tallest, spiciest, most exciting burger you can imagine. Now think blue buns. My goodness, it's beautiful. I can almost hear the TV ads already. The Big Blue, only available for a limited time. I gotta pitch this to Wendy's. Alright, we did it. Every racetrack song in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has officially been assigned a food. This video took a crap ton of time to make, and I expect the BCP video won't be any different. So if you enjoyed this monstrosity, I'd really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. I am a very busy young man and have no upload schedule whatsoever. You don't want to just miss the next banger I drop, do you? Also, big thanks to the members of the Luigi Spaghetti Fan Club server who helped me come up with a lot of these ideas. Anyway, with all that said, I hope you had fun and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.